Hello everyone and welcome back to Town of Salem 2. In this video we are going to play as a admirer and there's going to be a lot of town support claims. Hope you enjoy! So our obsession is town protective and I'm number 13 on the list, which I like because it's my lucky number. Okay, so 3 continues the conversation they've had in the naming about the Archmage. 8 says, I'm toxic. 8 says, 29, shut up. Let's go on 11. Okay, so hopefully there isn't going to be a million of town protective claims, because maybe let's go on 15, because my name is 13 bats and their name is 15 cats. So, you know, as part of the theme. Also we have Alison Fries and Alison Burgess. Oh, 15 rejected me. Rest in peace to 4, the cleric. They were shot by a veteran. Okay, so 8 is the veteran. They baited, so I don't know why the cleric went on them. Let's write down that they're confirmed. Twelve says search 15, not sus. 6 says sheriff. 10, not sus. 10 says TK. 1 says TS, by the way. 8 says, well, I'm outed. 3 says, I wonder what 8 is. 15 says, I'm indeed not sus. I say TS as well. 5 says TS for VFA. 1 says TP. That's a lot of town support claims. Okay, let's write down the claims. 3 claims TS. 3 says, why are emotes so tiny? This is so sad. 9 says, okay, no more leads. 3 says, I'm TS. 6 says, VFA then. 9 says, hang your TS claim, for real. 3 says, nah-ah. 9 says, I don't know why they started VFA already. 6 says, get claims first. 2 is not claiming. 6 says, slow. Two says, wait, I'm... You are? Retry. That was so late. 2 says, I was eating. 9 says, yeah, no shot. 3 says, I'm guilty. 6 says, another TS. 5 says, what should this be, necromancer? 2 says, 3 is... 6 says, yeah, that was slow AF. 2 says, cover push. Bruh, really? 9 says, guilty. 6 says, 60 S claim. 60 S claims, by the way. I was berserker, not carbon. 9 says, watch this be carbon. Easy. 3 says, wait, 8 is veteran. And this was a berserker. 6 says, no. 3, 8 is martial. 5 says, still an evil roll. 3 says, yay. 3 says, right, 8 is martial, my bad. 3 says, TK, shoot 7, on guard. Okay, let's check 11, because my obsession is town protective. There's a million of town support claims. If I get a town support obsession in case 11 dies, that's gonna be hard to find one. So they better leave. Nice, they're my obsession. Let's go. And they're dead. Great. And we have a ritualist. 8, the veteran was sniped by a ritualist. Okay, so my obsession is going to change, so I'm already writing down that the day 3 obsession is... Rest in peace to 11 the bodyguard, they were killed by the cavern. Probably because they're town protective claim. Oh, no, my obsession is down support now. 12 says, search 9, not sus. 6 says, sheriff. 12, not sus. 10 says, I love gambling, shooting 7. 7 says, I'm TP for VFA. 10 says, defense, good. 7 says, because I'm TP 10. I say, what's 9 and 14? 9 says, amazing. 14 claims TS. No. No. I say, town of support, for real, for real. 10 says, didn't claim yesterday, which was why I chose you. 9 says, yeah, sure, more TS claims, why not? 12 says, 9 could be just. 9 says, 12 was right. 3 says, we have like 10 TS here. 5 says, I'm just, duh. 3 says, can we just nuke the town? 5 says, I'm full claiming just a trust. 9 says, why me? Hello, I'm not sus via sheriff, no need to gamble on me. You could still have the book, or you could be neutral killing. Get the voters. I say, that doesn't mean you don't need to claim. 3 says, this is my nemesis. 5 says, gamble, gamble. 10 says, I'm now useless forever. 6 says, not sus doesn't mean 100% town. 12 says, honestly, I kinda want 14 here. 5 says, annoying. 9 says, I'm not sus. Hello. Okay, this barely got guilted. 4 to 3. 9 says, man. Oh my gosh, they claim Tavern Keeper. Oh, they're Jester. Let's go. 3 says, weird looking Tav. 5 says, Jest. 6 says, well, that checks. 5 says, good thing I innoed. 3 says, meme. 3 says, thank God. 3 says, Fries has prevailed. 5 says, I'm still Jest. Let's set my 15, why not? Maybe now they will accept me. Because they're TS and I'm looking for TS. Like I said, it's going to be hard to find an obsession because there is so many town support claims, it's unreal. Obviously some of them are fake, but who of them are fake? You know? And they rejected me again. They don't want my love. Rest in peace to 6, the Potion Master. They were haunted by Jester. Thank you, Jesty. So they probably revealed 10 and 12. Twelve says, I messed up, I meant to click on 15 last night. 15 says, so. 3 says, 1 hasn't said a word in 4 days. 15 says, we get 5. I say, thank you, Jesty. 7 says, lol lol lol, 6 was attacked. 15 says that they rollblocked 5 and there is no coven kill. 5 says, I hate you, 15. I hate you. 3 says, 15, can you rollblock 1 tomorrow? 12 says, 14 has said less than 1, up 14. I say, get 5. 14 says, get off me, 12. Yeah, everyone agrees that we should get 5. 5 says, I'm totally real Jester and their name is Femboy Jester. I think this gotta be another evil trying to be like a... 5 says, I'm Le Jester, trust me, guys. No, we don't trust you. You were robblocked and there were no common kills. I'm Le Jester. Don't vote me! Don't! I say, no, I don't trust that. She says, on God, 6 revealed 5 Jester as Jester and now Coven is voting him and we are gonna lose to die and burn. 14 says, 12, this is Coven killing, but you still wanted to vote me. Are you my ex or something? 5 says, please! Welp. This better be ritualist. Five says, I hate you, 15. I hope you burn in. And this is a ritualist. Let's go. 3 says, yay. I say, nice. 14 says, 12 voted Eno on this. 12 says, because I wanted 14. Okay, now let's admire 3 because they seem legit, you know. Nice, I found my obsession. Let's go. And they're alive. 12 says, search 14, sus. 3 says, did you Roblox 1? 15 says, yup. I say 1 goes. Let's bestow 3. 14 says, 12, shut up, you voted Eno on ritualist. Roblox 14 tonight. I say, hi, you now bestowed my bookie to 3 in whispers. It says, yet I was confirmed not sus by your PM. Three sends me a thinking emoji. I say, I had a TP obsession and changed to TS. 1 claims admirer. 7 says, I am cleric. 3 says, care 2 nights in a row then. I say, on it. 14 says, exactly, Cavan said you weren't sus, making you Cavan. What? 7 says, there was an obstacle on 15. 10 says, oh, wait. Three says, we are cooking. 10 says, didn't read the change. Oops. And this was a pirate. Why didn't you claim pirate? 14 says, Roblox 12. 3 says, Tarnation. 15 says, well, damn. There is an archmage in the game. Scary. I write in my will, 10 can be archmage due to pirate will, by the way. Nice, I protected 3. Let's go. Holy lag. 15 says, drink 12. 12 says, Roblox, you chose wrong 15. 3 says, attacked and saved. Hee 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 hee. 14 says, no kills. 3 says, 10 is confirmed Cavan by 1's will. I say 10 can be archmage due to pirate's will, by the way. 12 says, 14 is sus, hang 14. 3 says, yeah. Let's get him out. 14 says, 12, PM said you weren't sus. 10 says, 1 is lying. 3 says, did you save me? I say, yes. And voted Eno on ritualist. 14 says, you hang here. 10 says, lied about landlubber. 3 says, 10 will. Fourteen says, 12, you were Robloxed and no kills. The thing is, 3 was attacked. 10 says, I don't have one. I am dead to who tried to shoot 7. 3 says, I was attacked, 14. 3 says, man. Alright, you will see when I die, I guess. Twa says, I'm gonna Eno. Let's bestow the tavern keeper. Wait, why isn't it glowing? The ability thing. Twa says, I promise that 14 is actually evil. What the hell? 3 says, I think every townie is protected. And this was a real deputy. 3 says, I'm crying. I say, brah. 7 says, who is Soshi? 3 says, it's actually 12 or 14. 15 says, you lied to me, pirate. 3 says, 15, Roblox 14. Wait, why isn't 15 bestowed? I hate this. Did it glitch out? Holy lag, and they said they fixed this. Or maybe it was even worse previously. I remember when I was coroner and the lag was even worse. No kills. 15 says drink 14. But says search 3, not sus. 14 says, yeah, I was Robloxed. 3 says, maybe 12 was right all along. 12 says, hang 14. 7 says, who is the Soshi? I say, hang 14. 14 says, 12 voted Eno on ritual list. 12 says, because I was saying to hang you, 14. 14 says, PM said 12 wasn't sus. 7 says, there is a Soshi boys out there. Yeah, but I can't Roblox you twice in a row. 12 says, cause you've been mad sus most of the game. 15 says, we can hang 14 and I will Roblox 12. Okay, now it should be working. 14 says 12 is lying to you. Seven whispers, are you the Soshi? I say no. 12 says, look at 14's earlier logs, super late TS claim after 5 other TS claims. 14 says, PM said 12 wasn't sus. 3 says, on you. I say, thank you. 14 says, I voted Coven guilty. 12 says, guilty, obvious jester. 7 says, you can't be Roblox tonight, 14. That's all it boils down to right now. And this was a Hex Master. Wow. I say W. 7 says, sweet. 12 says, oh look, Hex. 3 says, so 7's last. Let's go. 12 says, game winning hang. I say, we did it, town. 5 says, only 7 wasn't hexed. 12 says, you're welcome, town. Here are all the roles that we've had in this game. Thank you so much for watching this video. Here are the ones that might interest you as well, and see you soon in the next one.